Good evening, my friends. I'm Dinesh Vohra, and let me first be grateful to this beautiful institution for having invited me here to speak to you people. It's my home actually, and coming back to home is always a delightful experience for any person. And I'm very happy that Commissioner Madam has also spoken some very nice things which we need to apply in our life. And our guest from Airly is also here. And let's give a big clap to him also. Also thankful to the Arshil sir, who's here to encourage your people. This week, which is being celebrated by entire India right now, the theme of today is values and ethics in life. Let me start it by a simple story. One of my guru in the communication used to tell me, whenever you start a session, and the best way to start with a simple, small story. Because that sets the background for what's coming up in the next few minutes, maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. 1968, Mexico Olympics. The marathon is always the last race in any of the Olympics, last event. One of the peculiar features of marathon is that its medal giving ceremony always takes place in the closing ceremony. Abebe Bikila, you must have heard the name, one of the greatest marathoner ever from Ethiopia. He was a winner of that race. But this story is not about Abebe Bikila, because that's also part of my book. I'm author of 18 books actually. I'm talking of another, you can say, iconic athlete, John Akwari from Tanzania, who was participating in that race. Those were the days of lesser technology, lesser communication. And Abebe Bikila had come and won, but this man was not to be seen. He had a big fall on the road and he had injured his elbows and knees, and the blood was oozing out. Some bandages were being done for him by some medical staff there on the way. But then people in the closing ceremony, they were waiting for him. He let him come and let's start the closing ceremony after that. But this man was not to be seen. So the closing ceremony started. And this man, after 3.5 hours of starting of the race, he reached there limping, hopping, blood is oozing out, but he's just limping and limping. Barely he could walk. He was not allowed even to walk fully inside the Olympic Stadium. He was asked to complete his race outside on the training tracks. When he completed that race, there were a few journalists there waiting for him, and they asked a question. He said, "John, what was the fun in completing the race after 3.5 hours? Even the closing ceremony is coming to the end now. What is the fun?" And what John said on that day were golden words of Olympic spirit. Because Olympics are not about winning. Olympics are not about a gold medal, silver medal, and bronze medal. It's about human spirit, how it can soar in the sky. It's about your value system, your integrity, your character. And then what he said, "My friend, my country Tanzania has not sent me 5,000 miles to begin the race. They have sent me 5,000 miles to finish the race." That's the spirit which makes a person a great marathon runner. Incidentally, we also had a great marathon, half marathon a few days back. And I believe this was a brilliant organization by entire custom staff. And how it was popular, and I think almost 9,000 to 10,000 people came and got a lot of corporate support. I believe you all people have done tremendously well to organize that event and to make it successful. I believe entire customs organization deserve a clap for this fabulous organization. And each one of you has contributed to that, and there is no doubt about it. Talking about John Akwari, what was so special about him? Now his words are counted or maybe written as a golden words of Olympic history. His simple words that my country has not sent me 5,000 miles to begin the race, it's to finish the race. That shows the character of a man. That shows the value system and integrity. That exhibits that yes, your human spirit is far higher than anything else in the life. When we look back and we find two terminologies being used, either in government or the, you can say, general life or the corporate sector also. What I'm talking about through John Aquari example, I'm talking about effectiveness. What you use normally is efficiency. What's the difference between these two terminologies? Called efficiency and effectiveness. Efficiency means, in simple words, doing something better. It means your productivity goes up. Say if you're producing something, for example, and in 1 hour you are able to produce, say, 20 pieces or something. And if you increase your efficiency, and through that one you are able to produce, say, 25 pieces in that 1 hour, it means you have become more efficient. Then what's effectiveness? It means, as per Peter Drucker, the management guru, the efficiency is doing things right. And the effectiveness is doing right things. Now, the fundamental difference here is that in effectiveness, your value system comes into place. It says, it asks you a question. Are you doing right thing or wrong thing? Right or wrong? You may say, whatever you are saying right now, it's right for you, may not be right for me. But when I am speaking about right, it's objective right, it's not subjective right. When I say sun is in the sky, it's objective truth. Right or truth cannot be redefined. Once it is defined, it's final. Truth or courage cannot be redefined. Truth cannot be different for you and different for me. No, truth is same. So when I'm talking about right, it's objective right I'm talking about, which cannot be redefined. And here that value system comes into picture. Here's the Lord Mahavir's, one of the greatest saying, what you call a Tripatika, comes into picture about the right knowledge, right vision, right actions. It's a triangle. And Lord says, without vision, your knowledge and your actions are basically sterile. Without vision, your knowledge and your actions or conduct is sterile, banjar hai. Without knowledge, your vision and so-called your action plans are absolutely blind. It can't see. And without conduct, and the conduct without knowledge and without vision, it's lame. It doesn't make a sense to any person. It means whether you see from this side or that side, your value system comes into picture. That provides you strength. What we call as uprightness, what we call righteousness, what we call is the ultimate truth. Now, if, say, I'm speaking something from this table here, or what man has spoken here from this table, this chair, what we are speaking about, truth. Like, Additional Sir will come here and he also speaks few words. It means to achieve the so-called excellence, which I call the objective truth, there are no shortcuts. Any kind of truthfulness, righteousness, uprightness cannot come through any kind of shortcuts. It means effectiveness basically comes through a long route. By escalators you can't reach on top. It's a staircase methodology. Step by step you have to go up. Two very famous theories are there which are famous. One is called the law of school and one is called law of nature, also called law of principles. What is law of school? Say you are studying, you are in a school, you are skipping the classes or colleges, you are enjoying it. watching the movie in between also. And then when 1 month is left for the examination, and then you're worried that examinations are on and I have to pass it. Then you meet some of your worthy friends like you, those who have skipped the classes and seen all kind of movies and they have spoiled their time, destroyed their time. And then they advise you, you pick up all these 10 questions, prepare them and you'll pass at least. And comparing to them, there are people who have worked pretty hard throughout their slog, month after month, month after month. Now look what's happening here. All the stages you have missed here. All the months you have missed here. In the last month, in the examination month, you are picking up books, getting some few guess questions from here and there, and then you pass the examination maybe with 40%, 50%, whatever it might be. Now apply the same principle in law of nature. Try to apply it, which is objective truth of life. You say you are a farmer, and that farmer has to sow the seeds in November, December month for the wheat. And he forgets. He skips. He says, no, I won't. Then January also he skips. Feb also he skips. Then the harvesting month comes in the March. He says, my God, hardly 2 weeks are left. Now let me go back to my land there. I shall sow the seed. I shall do all kind of things. And within 2 weeks, I'm going to reap the harvest. Is it possible?
No.
Is it possible? Can he? The law of nature, that's why I say go always through a staircase methodology. If a toddler, if an infant who has not gone through the stages of, say, in the beginning itself, that they're taking the sides first, turning the sides first, then trying to sit first, then to stand by support, then to stand without support, then start walking with the help, then start walking without the help, then started running. And you say a child has just forgotten all the steps in 2 years that I have not gone through any step, immediately I'll stand up and run. Is it possible for a person? So law of nature is qualitatively different from law of school. In law of school you can compromise, still succeed. But in law of nature you won't succeed. Never forget one thing, this law of school is shortcut. Look at yourself, those who have come through Staff Selection Commission, those who have come directly as IRS officers also. You passed those examinations through law of school or law of nature. Was there any shortcut to these examinations and getting passed? Answer is no. It means you are sticking to the basic values of the life at that time. Am I right? Yes or no? Are you with me?
Yes.
And those values, that character brought you here through that examination in which lakhs of people failed also. They could not reach those pedestals where you reached. So sometimes we need to realize that we were among some people, not all, we were among a very specialized set of people in this country who were sticking to the law of nature, and that's why you reached here. It means all these systems are well ingrained inside you, but what's happening sometimes along the way when you have come here and then gone through the process, and then there is little, you can say, laid back attitude later on, or maybe a lackadaisical approach later on, and then you become relaxed and you start, you can say, wavering away slightly from that path. And then the problems crop up. When you digress, that kind of problems do crop up. This digression creates the stresses, anxieties, worries in the life. Simply talking about, say, this is value, this is integrity, this is the ethics. If I give that definition, this is what, it won't make a difference. It won't cut the ice. You need to realize one thing, that you are a product of not shortcuts.